Good morning, fellow mathematicians, welcome back to another video. If you can see this video, then that means the channel isn't hijacked anymore. Yes, it has been hacked once again, and this time I have no idea what the issue was. Last time it happened, I think it was 2020. We had about 80,000 subscribers. I downloaded a malicious software from a sponsor, and they cracked open my channel. And really not much did happen last time around. It seemed to me like they just did it for a warning, like be careful, because they left some weird messages too in my channel. But this time my channel immediately turned into an Elon Musk SpaceX crypto scam live stream. And this led to my channels, all three of them, Flammy's Wood, Flammable Maths and also Flammable Maths 2, to be terminated. And I have to give huge props to YouTube. They really know their business at the moment, and they didn't even take 48 hours to fix everything. I got everything back, the whole access, in a matter of not even 2 days. It's ridiculous. Thank you very much, Team YouTube. You are doing a great job, at least on this part. Now, two bad things happened though. On the one hand, memberships have been removed from my channel, so I have to set those up once again. So if you were a member, stick with me. You can be one once again. And if you weren't a member of the channel and you don't support me yet, then make sure to subscribe to the channel. Not subscribe, but to the memberships. And the other thing is, nearly all old comments got deleted. On my skit videos with Andrew and also Zach, I had around 20,000 comments. They are all gone, all deleted, and that is such a bummer, because so many people go back to those videos and they just love to see those old comments because they are funny as hell. But they are gone now, and I have no idea if we can ever revive those. But yeah, it is what it is. I'm just glad that I got my channels back, which is also the base for my livelihood. Also, other good news, the community post got deleted too after the hijacking, but I have become a father, a real papa, of a cute little girl. Her name is Paulina. She has been given birth to last Thursday, and she is beautiful. She's a beautiful little individual. I really love her, and I hope she's gonna become a great mathematician or whatever she wants to be. I really don't care, as long as she's well and just happy. I'm totally fine with that. So yeah, I love my little daughter, and also my wife did a great job delivering the kid, and yeah, I'm really happy about it, and maybe you are too. She's really cute. Now, after the introduction, I would like to get back to the main topic of this video, because everything I said up until now was on a pretty positive note, but the title of the video suggests something different. And the hijacking incident that happened a few days ago on the 20th of May reminded me of how I felt a few weeks prior to the creation of this video. And this video mainly focuses on me, Jens, the person behind the channel, and a pretty vulnerable moment in my life, and a feeling I never really had before. And it's not clickbait, this video. I really want to explain from my side what basically happened and how I felt, and I felt pretty miserable. And this was the first time in my life that I ever felt pretty much defeated and didn't know what to do anymore. So if you are in a situation like this, maybe it was due to Corona or something like that, maybe that is a bit of motivation to you, or maybe you can identify a bit with my situation. So yeah, keep watching the video and you will learn more about that, I think. So let me just start. In 2019, I believe, my wife and So I was pretty much done with my studies at the University of Potsdam, and my wife and I decided to look for a house and a property. So we did do so. And after searching for a while, we have found a nice property here in Germany, somewhere in Saxony-Anhalt. And we were buying it, and then we wanted to look for a house. We wanted to build one, a new house from scratch, deciding everything. And then we wanted to build it with with some kind of company, which is good at constructing buildings, obviously. Now, after a little bit more search, we have found said company. I don't want to say the name, but they were seeming pretty promising, I would say, at least. So I was giving my house ideas in, like the design and everything. They finalized everything, and then we were basically just, after a long time going back and forth with all of the details, we started finalizing for the final amount of the house and also what the loan is gonna be that I would like to request from a bank. And I'm in a pretty fortunate position. I'm doing YouTube, I'm having a nice income, I'm also a full-time teacher, and life isn't too bad, at least from the financial side. And when we were calculating everything, there was the amount for the house, and then the guy from the building, from the construction company said, well, you have this amount for the house, that's just what it is, and then you take 6,000 euros to that. We are gonna give this over to the bank plus 6,000 euros, and this is gonna be more than enough for all the other costs which are gonna come, like the installation of the water, the installation of the internet, everything else that comes to our mind basically is covered in those 6,000 euros, okay? So I thought, yeah, he's probably familiar with what he's talking about. I mean, he did it for like 30 years. So it's a pretty serious company, so we're good with that. Then that was 2020. And maybe in recent videos, like in November, you have heard that finally we were done building the house. So that's about 2.5 to 3 years. So what happened in that time? Well, what happened was, we got everything done, and then we were waiting for the bank to verify that we are good to go with the loan, that we are going to take from them the amount of money. And this took such a long time. For some reason, this took such a ridiculously long time that we dove right into Corona. Our loan comes with a 1.23% interest rate for the bank, which is extremely low if you compare it with the with the interest rate you get at the moment, which is about 8 to 10% here in Germany. So that was extremely low. We got really lucky with that, signing the contract and everything. But after that, they just took really long, and we didn't start building up until Rona-chan rolled around. And you know about the housing situation during Rona. It's fucking terrible. And since it happened, it just didn't stop anymore. It gets worse and worse all the time. And then we have this war in Ukraine and Russia and just everything going on, which is gonna lead to inflation and all of that stuff. So yeah, then we were there, and it took for them a while to verify everything, but then we got the loan done. Okay, so they verified everything. It was, I believe, start of 2021. Then we said to the construction company, well, we have the loan verified and everything, you can start building now, or we can do everything. Then they said, no, we can't start with everything yet. Take a look at the contract. We still need to give all of the plans over to our architect, and he needs to verify everything and the like. And he has up to 3 months of time to get everything done, but he won't take that long. 3 months later, on the point, and this was right in the middle of Corona already, so we already know that they were buying time because they took way too many orders in for houses to construct, and they were buying so much time. We slid more and more into Corona, which was absolutely terrible. But we had our contract signed, so the price for the house was set, and we had our interest rate. That was good, at least. Then the 3 months were done, and then they gave everything over to the construction company, and they reached it over to Saxony-Anhalt, to just all of the offices here, which still need to put their stamp on everything, such that we can start building. This took another 3 months for them to put a fucking stamp onto a piece of paper. Well. Then it was already end of 2021. Yeah, time flies by so fast. We didn't think much of it, we were just extremely pissed that building a house, or we didn't even start building the house, took already 2 years, almost. Okay, then everything started. Shit was, or what real garbage was, there was just another outrageous moment. The construction company in their contract say if it's around the 21st of December, then they wouldn't start building because of Christmas holidays. And they took so long to get everything done on their end that it was already the 20th of December. And they then said no, because of one day we won't start building. That was already 3 weeks later. And then finally, thank God, they started building the whole thing. Start of 2022. Yeah, start of 2022. Okay, so finally they were putting the first stones inside of the soil here, and they were digging the big hole, and they started building our house. Everything was fine. We were really happy that everything started off. We still got our contract with the amount of money that we need to pay for the house. Everything was Gucci. But then disaster struck, kind of. We were noticing that, well, we wanted to have something. So with the contract, everything looked really nice. But then suddenly there were small things like, did you notice that in order for you to have those windows, you need to have electric lifts in there? Oh, you didn't know that? Oh, you need to pay for that. That's about 6,000 euros. Then I was thinking, okay, 6,000 euros? That was the money that we had to get extra from the bank to cover all of the other costs which are gonna come. Costs. Okay, so those were gone already, and we didn't even really start with everything. And then the next one, we wanted to paint everything. That was like 14K to paint everything. And then there was this, and then there was that. Luckily, with the whole YouTube business and everything, I'm making a good amount of money. I'm being pretty honest here. I really don't care if you know the numbers or anything. People like Graham Stefano or so, they also talk about their income and the like. On average, I did back in the days 2021, 2022, like 3,500 euros doing YouTube. If you compare it with other creators of my size, but in a different branch, that is not much. But for me, that's a good amount of money, and I can live with that. I don't want to be a rich person. I just want to be in a position where I can support my wife and at the moment my child and whatsoever. Okay, so yeah, and my job as a teacher also gives me quite a good amount of money. YouTube throws more money in than my regular job. Okay, so we got a lot of costs which we didn't calculate for, or not calculate for, but we were lied to actually. He said 6,000 euros are enough, but they were not close to enough. And then the costs started coming in. This amount and this amount and this amount, and this whole house building process was extremely straining on my nerves, because I was doing my regular education stuff, teaching, but then all the time the phone was ringing like 30 times a day. Yeah, we don't know how to do that. What shall we do here? All the time phone calls. All of the people building in here were so freaking annoying. It was seriously nerve-wracking. And basically all of this organizing, you could say, took up until the end of the building process, and even longer than that. There were instances after the building was done and everything that it just didn't stop, but it was less at least then. But at some point you might have noticed that I kind of stopped doing my regular amount of videos. In 2021, I still did my advent calendar. That was not a problem. At the start of 2022, I still did my regular schedule, even more videos, shorts and the like. But I think, if my feeling is correct, I think right in the middle of the house building process, I kind of halted the video creation process. And this led to the situation that I find myself in at the moment. And maybe you can already find a connection there, what my situation at the moment is. If you stop uploading videos on YouTube, obviously you are making less money. You don't have enough videos to put out such that you can put sponsors in. The only videos you have seen were probably brilliant videos, no casual videos in between. And that's kinda like a process where you fall deeper and deeper into a bit of a burnout, you could say. I found myself with this whole situation teaching completely full-time at my school, then trying to still create videos while building the house and then arranging moving to our house. And also I was building all of the furniture for the house too, like the whole woodworking. It all just stacked up very much. And I think it was around September or start of October that I nearly stopped completely putting out videos. I think the last two videos of 2022 were one in October and one in November. But it was so frustrating to even create videos. People were complaining down there in the comments, oh, this is so easy, what are you doing, Flammy? Where are we? Elementary school? I'm so sorry, I just couldn't create videos anymore. I was severely burned out. If I look at it retrospectively, I can say that I was extremely burned out at that point. That was just too much for me. I am extremely resilient. I can take a lot of stuff in. I can work 12 hours a day. But if you do that for 5-6 years on end, you're gonna be burned out eventually. And I'm working all day long, all the time, doing things like YouTube, building furniture and so on. And I was still in that spiral, in that hellish spiral of finances. And all the costs that were extra to the house, I can estimate, I would probably, if I give you a good estimate, reach up to about 70,000 euros, which is about $80,000, which was extra. I had that money most of the time, but then I was thinking, well, I can take a little more loan in. That is totally fine. That is still in my finances. But now January rolled around and then February and so on. And I was noticing that with the lack of videos and everything that is going on, not putting out videos, I'm not making money anymore at the moment. My bank account was not going upwards anymore, which it usually did. It was going downwards. I still had money on my bank account, that was okay. But I was noticing that it was getting lower and lower. And then one evening I was thinking about it. It was not too long ago. And then I was calculating everything through and I noticed I'm making this amount of money at the moment. But I have these things to pay, that amount of money to pay. That's a bad situation because it was more than I was earning right now. Bit more, like 300 to 400 euros. But those are 300 to 400 euros I just didn't have. And the worst thing was that we were not done with all the costs yet that went in. Suddenly, the people putting the tiles into our bathroom and the like decided to send the receipt for their work 6 months after everything was done, 3,500 euros. Then for the stairs, then suddenly the telecom came and wanted to get their internet paid. Then we had electricity to pay, like the building electricity. It's twice the amount of the regular one for some odd fucking reason, 5,000 euros. And then I noticed on that evening, holy fucking shit, I have done goofed. Like seriously, I have never lost control over my finances or anything of that sort. Never. I never feared for anything existentially in my life. But this was the point where I noticed I have seriously done fucked it up. I couldn't sleep that night. I was seriously shaking in fear. I never felt, if I can honestly say that I never felt fearful in my life. Not the way I did that evening. I didn't know how to manage that. I was seriously crying. I didn't know what to do. And I feel like crying right now because when I think back to that, I was just thinking, I was paying nearly everything alone for the house. So I'm the one with way more income, more than my wife, and I'm trying to pay everything alone, like the regular monthly payments to the bank and the like, electricity bills and so on, water bills, everything that came and everything that was extra to the house. But my finances were totally down. And my wife was asking that night because I seriously couldn't sleep. I was crying right there in my corner in the bed, and she was asking what was going on, and I told her the truth. I didn't notice, it was no bad intention or everything of the sort, but I just didn't notice up until that day that this was happening right now. This whole cycle of burning out end of last year, not putting out videos, losing almost all money. Just for comparison, in a usual December, where I was putting out the advent calendar, I was making 5,000 to 10,000 euros in normal case. Last December, I was making 300 euros. Those are 10K that I was missing. Those would have been the money to pay all the bills which were coming. And it just repeated itself. And I was thinking I need to get my life in order. Like, seriously, I didn't have control of my life anymore. And maybe you have felt like that before. But all of the situation with Corona, with everything getting more expensive, just a construction company telling us complete lies, saying that 6,000 euros were enough, even though we were paying up to 70,000 extra. That was just fucking outrageous. And I was seriously outraged by everything. But it is what it is. You need to live with your mistakes. You need to kind of get it done. And I have a family. I have a house to pay off. I have to kind of care for my wife and my child, and I just can't stop here. This is why I got my shit arranged. I'm a person, if something goes wrong, then I can slap myself in the face and I need to move on. And this is what I did. I decided I need to get my life in order now. I need to sell things. I was selling a lot of things. My figurines, my anime figurines, my beloved ones. They were just standing there in a box for the last year or something, and I didn't miss them. So I decided, fuck it, I'm gonna sell those. If you're interested in anime figurines, I'm still selling some. I can give you the link if you wish. Link down there in the description to my figurines. And if you want anything else from my anime collection or anything of that sort, feel free to tell me. I was selling other things that I still got from sponsors, like lasers and the like. I need to get my finances right. And this is not a video to beg for money. If I were here to beg for money, then I would have said so from the start. Give me money, I'm not doing good. I'm one to deal with my stuff alone. But if you feel generous enough to support the channel at this point once again, now that I'm uploading more videos regularly, finally once again, then feel free to support the channel on Patreon. Buy my merchandise over on Teespring, especially not stemmerch.com. I couldn't keep up with Stemmerch anymore. This is also something I disappointed Zach, I disappointed my customers. I just was too burned out, and I'm terribly sorry if you ordered something over on stemmerch.eu or something of that sort. I just couldn't do it. Seriously, I didn't feel good. And yeah, if you feel generous enough, feel free to become a member of the channel, a patron, donate to my PayPal or something if you feel like. I watched the content for the past 6 years. This guy deserves at least $1 from me. Then that would be really appreciated. But I'm not here to beg for money or everything of that sort. Since I started my Teespring shop, for example, I did not update the prices because the merchandise is for the community. It's not for my own gain. I am totally fine with what I have. I don't need to be a millionaire, a huge rich YouTuber. This is not something that I want. I just want to live with my family. I want to take care of my family and my child and my wife, and then I'm totally fine. I never updated the prices on everything. I'm making like 20 cents at the moment per t-shirt. I'm probably going to upgrade them a tiny little bit, update them a tiny little bit, but not much. I don't want to put this onto the community. I'm here to give you content, and I'm here to give you product that you can honestly enjoy. But yeah, this is what I was struggling with in the last months, and this is why I was not posting videos. And that video especially was not easy to make because in normal case on YouTube, you only see people being hype and being very enjoyable and enjoying their lives, but it's not what it is. Life is hard on everyone, and on me, for the first time in my life, life was hard on me too. And I felt like sharing it with you, and maybe you, I don't know, can identify with the situation. Leave your comments down below if you ever felt this desperate too in some kind of way. But I'm doing better now, so do not fear. I'm doing better now. But since the hijacking, oh, my heart, seriously, there's this pressure on my chest all the time. I didn't really heal from this anymore, because I was once again just see my livelihood swindling away before my eyes, just like I did a few weeks ago on that night. But I hope everything is fine now, and I hope I can get my shit sorted out. And I can tell you this much, only 3 to 4 years, and then most of the stuff is already paid off. Not the house, but most of the other things that came, like the extra loans and paying for the kitchen and the like. So only 3 to 4 years, and then I should be really good once again. But I need to get that done, and I need to be patient and just get over it with it. And I hope you did enjoy what you have seen today. And I want to talk about one team or one sponsor, especially on this channel, which got me through those hard times too, because they were always by my side, even though my views dropped miserably and the like. And even though my videos weren't watched that often anymore, they still stood beside me and were saying, keep it chill and just do it your own pace. Do not rush. We are still gonna pay you the regular amount. Just do what you can do. And the people I'm talking about, obviously you have seen them time and time again, are the wonderful people over on Brilliant, which were kind enough to sponsor yet another video here on this channel. And I can't tell the team from Brilliant how much I'm thankful for their services and how much my financial situation is on a good side because of them. And you should definitely check out Brilliant. And I'm going to tell you a few things about their website, and if you feel really generous, then check out their services and support the channel this way. As you might know, this right here is in normal case a really educational channel covering mathematics and the like, and Brilliant is kind of the counterpart to that whole thing. I'm presenting to you something on a blackboard, and they present courses, STEM material, be it mathematics, physics, computer sciences, in a visual manner with graphics and other things that you can play around with. Now, if you just, for example, take a look at their geometry courses, you're going to notice that there are interactive things there. You can drag on the corners of a triangle and play around with it. Try to find a connection between the interior angles and the transformation of a triangle, always adding up to 180 degrees the interior angles, for example. And this is just one of the very playful ways that Brilliant manages to transfer knowledge to their users. And this is just all over the place. If you take a look at, doesn't matter which course over on their site, they can give you a very good understanding of the topics at hand by you playing around with the visuals and trying to get a grasp for what we are doing there, not in a very abstract way, but in a very visual way. And this is just what I really love about Brilliant. They are good at just what they do, and if you try to learn something new, they are an extremely good source for that, because experts created those courses, and they are very good in the didactic branch of the STEM community in general. And they are just really good at transferring all this knowledge and all the abstract concepts in a very digestible manner over to their users. And if this feels like it's something for you, if you maybe want to check it out, maybe a 30-day free trial, then make sure to check out the link at the top of the description, brilliant.org/vampiremass. With it, you are going to get, as mentioned before, a 30-day free trial. And also, if you think that the service would be something for a long-time relationship between you and Brilliant, then you are going to get 20% of an annual premium subscription too if you really make use of the link. So definitely make sure to check it out and support the channel this way. And if you do so, then Brilliant can stay a supporter of this channel, and also this way a supporter to me and my family too. And I can't thank Brilliant enough, and this goes out to the team once again. Thank you very much for everything that you have done over the years for me, and it's just very heartwarming, at least from my perspective, and I love their services so much, and I just love the people behind Brilliant 2 so much. And I hope you did enjoy this very, very honest video from my side, where I also show you the Reagenzfehler and the vulnerable side of myself. And if you want to support the channel, become a Patreon supporter, or just subscribe to the channel and watch my videos. That's the easiest way to support the channel. And up until the next video, I wish you guys a flammable day. See ya.